Welcome back to Say No To Lashon Hara, Day 18. Today's episode is sponsored anonymously, and the entire project is being done as a refuah shlema for Chana bat Simafega. Where does Lashon Hara begin? It doesn't actually begin on your lips. It begins in your mind. The moment you see somebody do something, a person has the ability to choose to see what they saw in a negative way or in a positive way, or maybe even in an ambivalent way. But when a person sees it in a negative way, when they decide that what they're looking at is wrong or criminal or bad, that moment in the brain, when a thought crystallizes, a person is transgressing a sin in the Torah. The Torah tells us, "B'tzedek tishpot amitecha," which means that a person is supposed to judge his neighbor favorably. He's supposed to be able to look at his friend and see his friend do something in a just way. Now, if a person is looking at a truly wicked person, an evil person, then you don't have to assume that a murderer, when he's holding a gun to someone's head, is helping them stand or helping them with their balance. That's just being naive. What the Torah is asking of us is, if the person is a regular run-of-the-mill guy, not a tzaddik, not a rasha, but a benoni, a middle-of-the-road guy, we have an obligation from the Torah to judge him favorably. And how much more so if the person is generally a good person, a person that keeps Torah and mitzvot, and you see them doing something which seems to run counter to doing the right thing. A person has an obligation to think there must be another explanation. Now, if you think that that's naive or that's just kind of being silly, think about how many times you thought something was clear, that someone was being rude or someone didn't notice or acknowledge that you came, and then you find out later that that person was blind, or that the person didn't see you at the time, or that the person was hard of hearing, or many of the different other explanations. When you see that happen time and again in your life, you can create from that a template where in a situation where you see something that's seemingly bad, you ask yourself a simple question: am I always right when I see what I see? So therefore, if you were to judge someone favorably, we would never get to Lashon Hara, because there's nothing bad to say if there's nothing bad you saw. If a person speaks Lashon Hara, therefore, by dint of the fact that they've spoken negatively of the person, he's also transgressing the sin of not fulfilling B'tzedek tishpot amitecha, judging your friend favorably. In fact, as you speak those words of Lashon Hara, you are literally bringing your negativity and your negative thoughts to life. Oftentimes, Lashon Hara is taken seriously by the person it was said to. And in certain scenarios, a person can be a boss, a person can be a client, a person can be a consumer. And when you said those words about the person, that they're not hardworking, or you said that that store doesn't have fashionable things, or you said that things are overpriced in a certain Jewish establishment, the minute those words are said, oftentimes a person who hears them makes a decision. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to hire that person. I'm not going to recommend this business. And there might actually be, from simple words, true, real-world financial damage. Now, there's a mitzvah in the Torah, and the mitzvah in the Torah is V'chei achicha imach, which means that your brother will live with you. That mitzvah obligates a person who has the ability to do so to help his friend make it financially. It would mean getting someone a job or recommending someone to use him. Those different things allow chei achicha imach, they allow your brother to live with you. So when a person is saying Lashon Hara that damages the livelihood of a person or doesn't let them get employment or get a job, they have transgressed the positive commandment of v'chai achicha imach. However, there are certain cases where a person not only can, but is obligated to share a negative word about a business or a prospective client or a prospective shidduch. Those cases will be covered when we study the laws of to'elet, which means when negative words are said for a constructive purpose. In those cases, there are times when a person is obligated to say that negative speech, but what makes it positive is the fact that it's protecting someone else from getting hurt. The laws are complicated, so before you act on them, wait until we learn those halachot.